Hey everyone, my name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Civilization. Now this is the most awaited video that many of you have been awaiting for. Is the legendary pictures that I have just done for Rise of Civilization. I have done only 5 legendary commanders because it takes quite a lot of time to do all this. You have to understand, plus the other video did not reach, at the moment that I'm doing this video, did not reach 10,000, so I think it's fair and square to do 5 now, and I'm going to do 5 later. Right, so don't forget to drop a thumbs up for me, and you can also share this video. It will help me a lot and motivate me even more to do the others and furthermore. This is a very informative video and it will help a lot. You're doing a favor for many of the players that are playing this game by sharing this video for them. So let me get started. I'm going to start with Minamoto, since he's probably one of the most used commanders, because you only need to spend $1 freaking to summon him. That is correct. Before I go any further with the legendary commanders, I'm just going to give you a couple of tips that I'm usually stumbling about in most of my videos. 1. Talents only work on the main commander, so bear this in mind. Only the main commander is going to benefit from the talents, your troops and the secondary commander, so the talents will work on the main commander. 2nd, in order to max out the skills of a legendary commander is about 690 after you summon him. So after you summon your commander, to max out all his skills and unlock his expertise is about 690. 3rd, to max out the stars of a legendary commander, you need approximately 700 stars. So this is approximately how many stars you need from 1 star to the 6th star to max out all his stars. About 700 stars, legendary ones. Another advice that I can give you about legendary commanders: keep them at 1 star, max out the first skill 5 out of 5, and then proceed forward with his stars and levels. This is going to help you a lot through the game, because the main skill in general on any commander is the strongest one. Now I'm going to start with the actual video and talk about Minamoto. The first 2 pictures that I'm going to show you about Minamoto, they are the ones that I'm actually recommending and I would personally use and advise you to use. And I'm going to explain to you why. Before that, I have to mention the colors. So the first color that you have to focus on is the green one. After that you have the red ones, the blue ones and the yellow ones. This applies to all the pictures that you're going to see further on. Green, red, blue and yellow. You can see the number of talents that you need for each particular stage that you reach and the amount of stars. So the red ones is 44 talents level 40 at 5 stars, blue ones 64 talents level 50 at 6 stars. Now why am I advising this one? The reason I'm advising this one at least up to level 60 is because of the peacekeeping talents. This is going to help you level up quite a lot. To have a level 60 legendary commander is going to take you months or a lot of investment in terms of the cheese. And this is why I'm advising this particular talent build, because of the peacekeeper talent path. This will grant you a lot of experience and reduce action points plus mobility, while you have a significant amount of nuking, and his first skill is based on nuking. So this is going to help you a lot into the game, especially to level him up until you get to level 60. Now the second image that I'm going to upload is the second one that I would advise for Minamoto, which is the nuka pad. So after you reach his level 60, this is how your Minamoto should look like, in my advice, because he is a freaking nuker. He is quite a very strong nuker, second strong into the game, so he will benefit a lot more from the new pet talent. And since he's a cavalry, so if you bring a lot more cavalry with him, you also have a pet on your cavalry pet. So again, green, red, blue and yellow. So this is the second picture when your Minamoto reaches max level. If you think you're going to invest that much, or if you're leveling your Minamoto using another peacekeeper commander, as I mentioned, talents only work on the main commander. So if you're leveling him with another peacekeeper commander, he will benefit from that bonus experience, and you can use this path on Minamoto. The third one is the cavalry one, obviously. So this is the cavalry one and nuking. So if you really want to just boost your cavalry, I've made these pictures as well. I'm not 100% happy about it, but if this is what you want to maximum boost your cavalry for the battlefield, I've done these pictures as well, and it's like the other ones, is the green, the red, the blue and the yellow. Now the third picture that I would advise, this basically is the fourth picture, but it's the third picture that I'm personally very happy with, and I would advise you to use it, is this one. Now this is the mobility talent build from Minamoto. This is the highest amount of mobility that Minamoto can get with your cavalry. Again, green, red, blue and yellow. And you see it's mentioned there that all for one you only have to do 2 out of 3, because you will not have any more talent points to put on. If you do this talent build, you're going to have the highest march speed for your cavalry. Now this is the third picture that I would advise on Minamoto, and it can also be the first picture that you can start with Minamoto, or the first talent build. If you have enough cavalry, or if you know that you're going to boost and spend that much on cavalry, so you can start with a significant large amount of cavalry. Now you can see in the picture that the first 2 steps of the build, you can reach them at 5 stars. So at 5 stars with 44 talents, you can reach the first step of the march speed. Then you're going to need 6 stars to reach the last march speed from your cavalry, which is the blue one. That way, at that point you're going to have the highest march speed Minamoto can offer. The yellow ones, they are just extra. Alright, so I'm done with Minamoto. Now I'm gonna go with the next one. And who is the next one? I'm gonna do Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar only has 1 talent build. So this is Julius Caesar. This is the only talent build that I would advise for Julius Caesar. If you know you're going to use your Julius Caesar for rallying, you can probably get in the name of the king, if that is the name of the skill, but I still believe you get a lot more benefits from the other talents rather than getting in the name of the king. So all these talents that you are managing to reach with your Julius Caesar, they are going to benefit you a lot into the game. So the highest that Julius Caesar can reach, the best talents that he can reach is at 6 stars, at 6 stars with 64 talents, and I said they're level 51. I think it's slightly a mistake. It might be 65 talents. So that might be a typing mistake. It might take you 65 talents to reach the blue ones. So this is how I would advise your Julius Caesar to look like. So you have to do the green, the red, the blue and the yellow. This is actually the only talent build that works for Julius Caesar. If you look at the last one from the attack, the last particular talent, that is pretty useless, is a pretty bad one. The siege part is again bad one. You're going to block your commander just in sieging, and the same amount of bonuses you can get them from leadership and attack. This is just my opinion. Now, after Julius Caesar, who we have here? Cleopatra. Cleopatra has two builds. So the first build on Cleopatra is obviously the gathering one, and this is basically the only build that Cleopatra she is actually good with. Now you see that I've done this again from the low until the high levels. So if you're in early levels into the game, obviously you're not going to be able to spend that much experience in your Cleopatra, since she is a recharge commander, and probably most of you got her or you're going to get her anyway. So at level 10 with 9 talents, you can see that I've done steps by steps, baby steps. This is how it should look like. Then you have the red ones at level 20, then you have the blue ones at level 27, and the maximum that I would recommend is at level 37 with 36 talents, which you unlock the maximum gathering speed. The pink one, that is basically just extra if you want to put more march speed on your siege. That's 30% more march speed on your siege. These gathering talents apply to all the gatherers. This is a good picture to use on any gatherer, not just Cleopatra, because any gatherer have the same talent build. Now Cleopatra is also a support, and if you actually want to use her as a support, I have done the build for support as well. So the green one, this is how it should look like. Then you have the red ones, after that you have the blue ones, and you have the yellow ones. As I mentioned, my advice is to keep her as a gatherer, but if you want to try the support talent build, and if you want to use her as a support, this is how I would advise you to use her. After Cleopatra, we have the most and one of the most awaited, which is Charles freaking Martel. So obviously I've done his talent, and look at that, I even invested a lot more time in Charles Martel. I've drawn lines as well, connections, so you can see from even better how you should build your Charles Martel. Now obviously I've done from the lowest level until the highest levels how he should look until you reach your 6 stars. When he reaches 6 stars, then is when he's going to be a tough mofo into the battlefield. So obviously you have the green ones. With the green ones, the way I build it, you're going to get a lot of march speed on your infantry, and you're going to get the reduced march speed on your enemy. After you do the red ones, which you can see at 5 star, level 41, you have maxed out your infantry. When you do the blue ones, you have unlocked your testudo formation, which is very, very strong. Along the way you get more defense to your infantry and troops, and more rage regeneration. When you do the yellow ones, I have to mention, this is very, very important. When you do the yellow ones, you have to do the infantry ones first, because you get 6% health and another 1% defense or health. So at level 54, Charles Martel should have full infantry build and the blue pad that you can see over here. So those are the first 2 yellow that you should do on the infantry one. After that, until level 60, you do the rest. Now this is the infantry build from Charles Martel. Now after the infantry build, obviously he can be a garrison commander, and I have to mention that him and Richard I are the best garrison commanders there are in the game, because they have garrison and defense. This talent build can apply to Richard I as well, same as the infantry one that you've just seen. I will do them obviously on the other video, but as a reference, these pictures from Charles Martel, they can serve for Richard I as well. So as I mentioned, Charles Martel and Richard I, they are the strongest garrison commander there is into the game. Now obviously you can see you have the green ones, you have the red ones, then you have the blue ones. Once you unlock the blue ones, I have to say that your garrison is at the top of the spear, is as strongest as it can be possibly be boosted by a commander, especially someone like Charles Martel. The other options, I didn't want to do a picture just for that, is take the same amount of points, of talent points, you can get the healing, but this will be your own choice if you want to trade that much defense and damage reduction and rage regeneration for some healing. That is your own choice. I would personally prefer to regenerate more, reduce more damage, so that way my Charles Martel is going to cast his first ability as fast as possible, one after another, and reduce more damage, which is literally absorbs full damage. So this is why I'm going with the pseudo formation. This is why I'm advising. I know many of the other players, they prefer the healing because it looks very nice when you keep heal all the time, especially if you use Richard as well. There's like a tremendous amount of healing, but there isn't much damage reduction. After that, you have the yellow path. If you manage to do the yellow path as a defense commander, that's gonna be a insane amount of defense on your defense, and you have the maximum amount of rage recovery. If you're noticing, you have all the 3 rage recovery, so you're going to generate more rage than you can think of. So again, green, red, blue and yellow. Now obviously I have done these pictures as well, and you're probably wondering why I have done this picture. The reason I have done this picture is because in the early levels you're not going to have enough talents to build a full infantry setup. So you have 2 options. You can probably go with your Charles Martel or Richard I if you're going to have Richard I. The first option is you can go the garrison one, which I just showed it to you, but remember, if you're not leveling him up, it's not going to really be that good. So that's the first option. You can go with your garrison, or if you want to use him in battle, you can go with a mixture of troops. If you go with a mixture of troops, this is the talent build that I would advise you to use. First, at level 36 with 35 talents, you get the pseudo formation and you get the healing from the defense. So that is going to help you quite a lot for your mixture of troops. At level 44 with 5 stars, at level 40 at 5 stars with 44 talent points, you're going to unlock the next step, which is those 3. After that, at 65 talents, level 51, this is the path that you should choose and unlock this. Now you're probably wondering why I haven't done the yellow one on this picture. Well, at the point of reaching 6 stars with your Charles Martel, you shouldn't be using him with mixture of troops. At that point you should either have enough talents to do the infantry path, or best if you use him as a garrison commander and second in command, because if he's a garrison commander, his talents only work into the garrison, and if you use him as a second in command, then his talents into the battle will not have effect, only when he's in the garrison as a main commander. So into the battlefield you can use him as a second in command to benefit from his skills, and when you're not PvP, when you don't battle, he's gonna be back into your garrison as a main commander, and then his garrison talent will work in your defense. So this is a very good way how you can use your Charles Martel or Richard I. That's why I haven't done the yellow ones, because at that point you should either go full infantry or full garrison. But if you still want to go mixture of troops, any more talent points that you put above blue ones is not going to benefit you for your mixture of troops, because they are mainly for infantry or garrison. So this would be all that I have to say for now about these 5 commanders. Oh wait, I do apologize, this is not all for now. Look at that, I done freaking El Cid. So if you're actually working, or if you're actually using this particular commander, I have done El Cid as well. Alright, so for you guys, I have done El Cid. So here he is, your boy El Cid, if you're actually working on him. This is the full archer build for El Cid. So first, obviously you have to do the green ones. After that you have to do the red ones, the blue ones, and the yellow ones. My personal advice is don't bother and invest in El Cid. He is not a very great commander. But if you do want to invest in him, this is the archer path for him. And the path that I would only advise for him to use is the Nuka path. So this is the path that I would only advise you to use El Cid on, the Nuka path. I wouldn't see him better in anything else except the Nuka path. And again, you have the green, the red, the blue, and the yellow. I left El Cid for the last because for obvious reasons. He's not a very strong commander, but if you're actually working on him, if you level him up, or if you plan to level, or you want to level him up, this is entirely your choice. I've done the talent builds for him. Now I hope you find this very helpful, and I had to talk a lot more about the legendaries because I know many of you invest in the legendary ones, and it's not easy to level up or increase their skills on the legendary ones. So that's why I took a lot more time to talk about the legendary ones, and that's why I prefer to do only 5. That's 10. Yeah, so only 5. On the next video I'm gonna do the other 5, and again I'm gonna take my time and talk and explain again. So this is a 24 minutes video, but what can I do? It took me quite a while. So until next time, this is your boy Legend Ronnie signing out. Peace out, yo. Be safe out there. Take care. Peace out.